over. I just wanted to get on really quickly and give you all an update. Filming our regular long form videos is a little bit more achievable than what it was previously, but it is still incredibly difficult. We are currently living in a granny flat with some shared doors to the main house, which means that there is a chance that we will be overheard whilst we are filming. However, we do have a new, much more portable mic, which means that recording is a little bit better, but we don't have access to our second screen, which is a huge part of our filming equipment. So there are some things for you to need to know. We have moved. We have spent the past few weeks getting ready to moving, and we are now in our new city. We are in stable but temporary accommodation, which is a fully furnished granny flat, but all of our belongings are in a proper storage unit. We are looking for a place to rent, somewhere stable and long term, but we don't have anything there yet due to our job not having officially started yet, and so they just aren't quite ready. All of our applications so far have been denied because we don't have pay slips coming in just yet. We really miss making videos for you all, but once we're fully settled, we will be able to make videos for you. That being said, over the past little bit we've been recording bits and pieces of our experiences with moving. I have been in contact with a gatekeeper called One, and he has filmed, and by film I mean there's a little bit he's filmed, but there are also some voice recordings he's given me to talk about his role and what he does, and some background information on how our system works. It was really helpful talking to him because it meant that things that didn't make complete sense before now do make a lot more sense, and he's given us a scope of understanding that we didn't have before. If you could pray that we find stable accommodation somewhere where we can record freely, that would be great. And if you could also pray that we find medical professionals who are helpful for us. There is a GP we want to get into and a psychologist we want to get into, but we haven't had the opportunity to reach out due to not knowing what our work schedule is. But we are safe, and the big initial stress of moving is over, and we're in a stable place. But we are also limited in what we can do video wise. When we do get our own place, like properly, we are so excited to get back into filming regularly. Our little creature has settled in quite well. She's happy. She was so mad with us for the duration of the move, like the day we spent in the car driving from one city to the other. And she's doing a lot better. All we had to do was give her dinner, and she was quite happy to come out after that. Yeah, so we are exploring and learning, and we are looking forward to starting this job and to creating a new community. Anyway, much love.
Hello, my name is One. I am a gatekeeper within the rose system, but I do not view myself to be a part of the rose system. We have Nova and the rose system over here, and these are all of the altars you have met to date. I am separate from them. I am a gatekeeper and I have a very specific role. I oversee 3 sub-teams, and it is my job to make sure that the system works the way it is meant to. The 3 sub-teams I manage are the removalists. Let's actually make sure this is written correctly. The derouters and the resetters. Now the removalists, the derouters and the resetters are very distinct teams who are not a part of the rose system either. There is very much a barrier between us. We are responsible for the system resetting when one epoch ends and the next one begins. Now, epochs ending are characterized by big changes in our circumstances and in our lives. This includes things like moving, things like intense traumas ending, new traumas beginning. There are many different reasons for why an epoch would end and a new one would start. And our job is to change, reset, and recalibrate the system so that it is ready for the new season ahead. For this reason, I am out and my team are out. We were discovered earlier this last year, because it's now 2021. We were discovered in 2024 when we were going through a change that was not an epoch change, but was a significant enough change that the removalists were needed. We were doing a partial move. Now the removalist team, there are about 6 of them, and they range between 6 and 20 years old. And their job is to pack, clean, organize, and part from any belongings that we are getting rid of. Now this team, when they get going, they are hyper-focused. They will know it. They will not stop until the job is done. There is no stopping them. So when we were transitioning back in 2024, when we were doing a partial move, because they were out, they were hyper-focused and were therefore discovered because we could not focus on anything else, because Nova couldn't do any work, none of the other alters could control. Hence, we were discovered, which did not make our job any easier. So that is the removalist team. We have the derooters now. The derooters, there are about 4 of them, and they range between 3 and 26. These alters, their role is to... It has been an incredibly busy few days. I'm sure Nova will show you the footage that got filmed. The derooters, their job is to help ease the pain of saying goodbye to people. Unfortunately, with our epoch changes, it always means that we leave people behind or people leave us behind, and we have to say goodbye. So these guys help ease the pain of saying goodbye. They have an incredibly difficult job to do with that. But these are the ones who help ease that burden, and they also help with saying hello to whoever next comes into our life. These people, these alters, are very equipped at cutting contact, and I sometimes send them out when we need to cut contact with someone in our life who is harming us. These guys work incredibly hard and they have a very difficult job. Now we have the resetters. There are 5 resetters. These guys do not have a specific age, and they are shapeshifters. Their role is to reset the system. They take all of the alters who were a part of that epoch, the epoch that is ending, and take them into dormancy. They restart the system so that the new epoch is faced without the burden of the previous epoch. Now, their job for this season is quite difficult, because this is the first time we have changed epochs since the DID was discovered. So my job is to determine what is the best way for us to move forward. And the reason behind this is we don't want to completely reset the system, because we will be leaving Nova without her support system. But at the same time, we want to leave Nova in as functional as a place as possible for the epoch to come. And hopefully, this epoch will be the final one, where we will have no more significant traumas that need to be put away. where the roots that Nova plants will actually be allowed to stay. The tricky thing with this epoch change is that we have had altars from previous epochs out of dormancy. You have met some of these altars. You have met Mist. You have met various littles. You have met some middles as well. You have also met Vin and Teen Earth, and I'm not sure if you've met Kel, but Kel is around. The core team has expanded. We have Kel and Wraith and Summer join the core team. Wraith and Kel are from previous epochs. Summer was formed during this most recent epoch. There are many altars who did split during this past epoch. It was supposed to be the final epoch. There was supposed to be no more trauma. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And so we have altars who would normally be taken away and put into dormancy. But now that we know we are a system, or at least should I say now that Nova knows that she is a system, this makes this job so much harder. We don't want to leave Nova feeling isolated. Now, so that is a brief summary of the team that we are working with. I am considering who to put into dormancy, who to stay out. Some things I can tell you. Seb will remain, although he is under guard at the moment because he's not doing too well. Summer will remain. Kel will remain. Mist will remain. Nova, obviously, will remain. We will keep Wraith out. These are the altars who will definitely be out. Little M will also remain because she has taken on a new role. In fact, she is wanting to film her own video again. That will wait until we have access to the full set of filming equipment. Other people who remain out. We may keep Vin out. But at the moment, that is the list of people who will definitely be out. We have altars. We have altars who we are considering whether we put into dormancy or not. This includes Little I, although I think you may know her by another name. This includes Mr. A. This includes Middle L. Little A. I am not sure what we are doing yet. The thing is, We could enter this new epoch with not putting anyone in dormancy. What this means is that Nova will be entering a new era, knowing everything she knows now and having access to the memories that she currently has access to. But this comes with difficulty. We are moving to a place where nobody knows us and where we know nobody. We do not have a support network in this new city. When we get there, we will be looking for a new doctor, a new psychologist, and whichever medical professionals we need. It will be a lonely few months until we find our feet. And so if I put these altars into dormancy, then Nova will be able to focus better on finding her feet instead of having to deal with the resurfacing trauma that we are currently working through. I'm sure you can see the tough decision ahead. The resetters, they are specifically designed. A part of the reason why they shapeshift is so that they can peacefully and quietly take the altars into dormancy. We don't want to scare altars into dormancy, we want them to go calmly. If you try to scare them into dormancy, you only create more trauma. Dormancy only works if they are calm. So, this is my dilemma. I know that Nova and some of the team have been filming snippets of this moving journey. There is a lot more I could say. Probably will film a bit just because I've got the house to myself tonight. We will see what happens from here.